Before the world rushes to assign you a role, gently return and remind yourself of who you are. Before doubts cloud the quiet wishes deep within your heart, light a lamp of awareness inside. The words you whisper to yourself in the morning quietly guide the way your whole day unfolds. So this morning, what are you saying to your own mind? Each morning is like a page that is still untouched, and the first words you write on that page will leave a mark for a long time. In the moment before the world becomes noisy, before work, news, and responsibilities pull your mind away, what you tell yourself becomes the current that carries your day. Many people wake up and immediately react, scrolling through screens, swept into tension and hurry. But in the teachings of the Buddha, strength does not lie in reaction. It lies in awareness. Morning reminders are not meant to force you to be strong, but to gently bring the mind back to the right direction. Today, begin the new day with 12 gentle reminders, planting seeds of peace for the whole journey of living. Reminder 1. I am not my past. I am being born in this moment. Morning is the right time to remind yourself of something very important. I am not my past. I am being born in this moment. In the teachings of the Buddha, all things are impermanent. What has happened now exists only in memory, and memory is not who you are. Old mistakes, past stumbles, and unfinished chapters are simply footprints left on a road already walked. They are not the place where you are standing now. Each breath in is a new beginning. Each breath out is a letting go. As long as you are breathing, you are alive. And as long as you are alive, you always have the capacity to give birth to a new way of living. Buddhism does not teach us to deny the past. It teaches us to learn from it without carrying its weight. This morning, you do not need to fix your entire life. You only need to recognize that this moment is new. The person present here is no longer completely bound by yesterday. And peace begins right here. Reminder 2. I do not chase life. I nurture my inner world and allow conditions to unfold. After realizing that we are no longer bound by the past, we learn one more thing each morning. We do not need to chase life. In the teachings of the Buddha, all things arise through causes and conditions. When the mind is constantly chasing desires, comparisons, and a sense of lack, restlessness naturally appears. Chasing does not bring us closer to happiness. It only leaves the mind tired and unsettled. Nurturing the inner world is not passivity. It is a return to caring for what is most essential, maintaining mindfulness in small daily actions, living with ethical awareness so the mind does not scatter, cultivating concentration so the heart has a stable place to rest. When these seeds are watered each day, we no longer live from a feeling of insufficiency. In Buddhism, when the causes are complete and the conditions are ready, the result naturally appears. We do not need to struggle or force life to follow our will. This morning, simply remind yourself to live with integrity, awareness, and gentle care for the mind. What truly belongs to you will arrive in its own time. Reminder 3. I am the one living this life, not someone standing outside watching it. As the morning continues, when the mind has slowed down and begun to settle, we need to remind ourselves of something even more important. I am living this life, not merely watching it pass by. Many people exist inside their thoughts, their plans, their regrets and fears, yet they are absent from the very moment they are living. The body is here, but the mind is somewhere else. In the teachings of the Buddha, awareness means being fully present. Each step placed on the ground is a step of practice. Each small action, such as drinking water, opening a door, breathing in and breathing out, can become a form of training when we are truly present. When the mind is present, life is no longer a chain of unconscious reactions. Living with awareness does not require you to leave ordinary life behind. It only asks that you stop living as an observer carried away by streams of thought. When you are truly present, you touch the life that is unfolding. And that very presence is a form. Reminder 4. My time, my energy, and my peace are things that need to be protected. After learning how to be fully present with life, we must learn how to protect our inner world. In Buddhism, Guarding the mind is an important practice. Not everyone needs to be responded to. Not every request needs an answer. When we leave the door of our mind open to every demand, our peace is slowly drained without us even noticing. Time is limited, energy is limited, and peace is even more fragile. Knowing what is enough and knowing when to stop is not selfish. It is wisdom. When you protect your inner peace, you are keeping precepts. Keeping precepts is not only about avoiding harmful actions. It is also about not exhausting yourself in things that are unnecessary. Saying no to an invitation, a request, or an expectation that is too much is not a lack of compassion. It is compassion toward yourself. And when you know how to protect the peace within, only then can you truly be present and kind with others. Reminder 5. I walk steadily. There is no need to rush. When we know how to protect our peace, we also need to learn how to move at the right pace. In Buddhism, diligence does not mean forcing yourself to go faster than your capacity. Diligence means continuing to move forward without tension, without giving up, without harming body or mind. The middle way is the path that lies between collapsing and forcing. Many people practice only through inspiration. When motivation is high, they do a lot. When tiredness appears, they stop completely. This way of walking makes the mind unstable and easily discouraged. The Buddha taught that a long path requires a steady rhythm, a little each day, without needing to see immediate results. What matters is not how far you go, but whether you keep going. Every small task in daily life can become practice. The way you wash dishes, take steps, speak to others, or return to the breath when the mind is restless. When you do these things with awareness, you are practicing without seeking anything special. This morning, you do not need to push yourself to become someone better. Simply walk steadily and trust that each small step is quietly guiding you closer to the inner calm you are learning to rest in. Reminder 6. I am already enough, and I continue to learn. When we slow our steps, we touch a truth within the Buddha's teaching. We do not practice because we are lacking or flawed. We practice because our true nature is already complete. Within each person, there are seeds of awareness, understanding, and compassion. Practice is not meant to repair a broken self, but to recognize and nurture what is already present. Many people begin their practice with self-blame. They change because they are dissatisfied with who they are. This way of walking easily creates tension. Buddhism points to a different direction. We learn because we cherish this life, because we are grateful that this body is still breathing, because we are grateful that this mind still has the capacity to return. From gratitude, learning becomes gentle. When we see that we are already enough, we stop chasing approval. When we continue to learn, we do not fall into complacency. These two support each other. This morning, remind yourself that you do not need to become someone else to be worthy. You only need to keep opening your heart, listening deeply, and growing little by little in mindfulness and sincere gratitude. Reminder 7. I listen to the voice of awareness within me. When a sense of enoughness is present, we return to listening to inner wisdom. Amid so many opinions, pieces of advice, comparisons, and judgments, the mind is easily pulled away. But in the Buddha's teaching, wisdom does not come from outer noise. It arises from inner stillness. When the mind is calm, we naturally know what is needed and what can be released. There is no need to argue or to prove anything. We simply return to the steady rhythm of the breath moving in and out. When we listen less to noise, we hear more clearly the voice of mindfulness. Living according to inner wisdom does not mean turning away from life. It means living in line with right view, knowing what nourishes peace and what agitates the mind. Each morning, when you listen to yourself, you are protecting yourself from being swept away by public opinion. And from that listening, the path ahead becomes clearer, lighter, and more stable with every step you take in daily life. This is how we keep the mind bright amid the constant changes of ordinary life. Reminder 8. Difficulties are helping me grow. When we learn to listen to inner wisdom, we begin to see what is not pleasant in a different way. In the Buddha's teaching, suffering is not an enemy. Suffering is a quiet teacher of life. People often try to avoid pain and escape discomfort. Yet the more we run from it, the more tightly suffering clings to the mind. Buddhism does not teach us to deny suffering. It teaches us to look at suffering with wisdom. When we dare to stay with difficult feelings and observe fear, loss, disappointment, or anxiety, we begin to understand their deeper causes. This understanding does not come from theory, but from honest presence with what is happening. Every challenge that appears in life carries a lesson, not to punish us, but to help the mind ripen. Through suffering, we learn humility. Through suffering, we come to value peace. Through suffering, compassion within us has a chance to grow. This morning, if you are carrying a difficulty, remind yourself that it has not come to destroy you. It is helping you grow little by little when you meet it with the light of mindfulness and deep understanding. Reminder 9. I step into the unknown with trust. After learning to see suffering with wisdom, we come face to face with something even deeper, the unknown. Life is always filled with unclear spaces that we cannot control or predict. In Buddhism, letting go of control does not mean giving up. It means learning to trust the quiet working of causes and conditions. We do not need to see the entire path ahead in order to take a step. The Buddha did not teach us to search for absolute certainty. He taught us to walk step by step with mindfulness. When each step is placed down in awareness, the path gradually reveals itself in the most natural way. When the mind is rigid, we want to grasp, to control, to know the outcome in advance. But when the mind becomes soft, conditions begin to open. The right people appear. The necessary doors slowly open. Not because we force them, but because we are ready to receive. This morning, you do not need to know where you are going. You only need to trust that if you walk with sincerity, awareness, and gentleness, life will support you at the right moment. Trust is not blindness. Trust is a deep resting in the present moment, where every step is already part of the path unfolding ahead. Reminder 10. Doors that close are guiding me in another direction. After learning to trust the unknown, we learn another lesson in letting go. In Buddhism, not clinging to outcomes is an important practice. Life does not move only according to what we want. Some doors close and leave us feeling hurt, disappointed, and questioning what we did wrong. But loss does not always mean failure. Supportive conditions are conditions. Challenging conditions are also conditions. Some things do not work out, not to punish us, but to protect us from paths that are no longer suitable. Some relationships, jobs, or plans fall apart, not because we are unworthy, but because the conditions have ended. When we cling tightly to outcomes, suffering is born. When we let go, wisdom begins to open the way. Looking back with mindfulness, we can see that many times in life, it was the closing doors that guided us toward a gentler direction, one more aligned with our capacity and our path. This morning, if you are facing a closure of any kind, remind yourself that life does not take anything away without meaning. Sometimes it is quiet protection. Sometimes it is an invitation to turn toward a new path, where you can live more truthfully with yourself in awareness and ease. Reminder 11. I am not slow. I am moving at my own right pace. After learning how to release attachment to outcomes, we come into contact with a familiar human suffering: comparison. In Buddhism, each person has a different capacity, a different path, and a different time of ripening. Comparison makes us forget this and creates unnecessary suffering. When we see others moving faster or reaching achievements earlier, we easily believe that we are falling behind. But the Buddha did not teach us to compete. He taught us to see our own reality clearly. Moving at the right pace is not weakness. It is wisdom. Only when we walk at the right pace can body and mind remain intact and the journey continue far. Just as a flower cannot bloom out of season, A human being cannot grow through force. Each flower has its own season. Each person has their own rhythm. This morning, if you feel slow or inadequate, remind yourself that you are not out of step. You are moving in accordance with your abilities, circumstances, and conditions, and peace will gradually return. Reminder 12. Today, I live as someone who is awake. After moving through each morning reminder, we gather everything into one simple choice: to live with awareness. Awareness is not something distant or reserved only for moments of sitting still. Awareness is the way we step out of bed, the way we look at the person in front of us, the way we respond to a familiar situation during the day. Living as someone who is awake means remembering that we are breathing, remembering that every action can be a form of practice, remembering that this body and mind deserve to be treated with gentleness. We do not need to be perfect in order to live rightly. We only need to be present. When we are present, we know what we are doing, what we are saying, and what we are cultivating in the mind. Morning does not ask you to become a different person. It simply invites you to return and be a friend to yourself. When you begin the day with awareness, each small task becomes clearer. You know when to move forward and when to pause. You know when to speak and when to listen. If today you forget everything else, remember just this one thing: peace is not found at the end of the path. It begins with the way you walk right now. In every present moment, you always have a way to return.